Okay, not gonna lie, Consulting Accelerator by Sam Ovens changed my life. Uplevel Consulting is not all it's cracked up to be. So in this video, we're gonna review both the Consulting Accelerator by Sam Ovens and Uplevel Consulting. If you're just here for the Uplevel review, I'll put the timestamp below so you can skip to that. I really look up to Sam Ovens in a lot of ways. I think he's done a lot of incredible things in the online course space and really kind of upped the game for a lot of people, required them to have better products. And he really is a businessman at heart, not like a course seller or an infopreneur. He loves business and he wants to master that. So there's a lot of things I respect about him, but this is gonna be an honest review where we go over what I liked and what I didn't like from his programs. And another thing I should mention is I got like halfway through Sam's course and I honestly didn't need to watch anything else because there's so much value in the first couple weeks, and that's really all you need in my opinion, which is pretty cool. For those of you who don't know my story, I started a marketing agency about a year ago. It was the beginning of May, end of April of 2019 that I started it, and I made a little over 6 figures that first year, and I'm continuing to run that. I run it with a partner, and our top line revenue is somewhere between 10 and 20,000 right now, and we're looking to grow that quite a bit this year. That's where I've come from taking these courses, but again, I bought them. I bought Uplevel probably about 8 months ago, 6 months ago, and I bought Accelerator over a year ago now. So this is kind of, it's not super biased because I didn't just purchase the course. I've actually had some time to go through and understand the parts that I do like and the parts that I don't. Anyways, let's get into the video. Bottom line is, Consulting Accelerator changed my life, but it's not the only thing that changed my life. And the biggest deal with all these online courses is that they're going to tell you that they are the only thing you need to succeed. They're the only Amazon FBA course, or they're the only this course or that course that you need. And when in reality, you're going to need a lot of different pieces that come together, and you're just gonna need hard work. Is what it comes down to. I credit a lot of my success in my business to my mentor, Trey Cockrum. If you hadn't heard of him, I'll link him down in the description. Definitely check his stuff out. He's a great guy. I credit a lot of my success to having tried and failed to start a business in high school. I also credit a lot of my success to not having to worry about finances when I started. My parents were paying my rent. It's amazing. Not everybody has that opportunity, but I was blessed enough to have that. So bottom line is I've been blessed. Sam's course really helps me, but don't believe the dream that it's the only thing you need, because you do need a lot of different things that are going to piece together along your journey. But I do definitely think it's worth $1,500, especially if you know nothing about business and you want to save time. So this is the interface of consulting.com. He hosted it himself, which is pretty cool. So if I come in here to Consulting Accelerator, by the way, it says 53% complete. I've watched more of the videos than that, but sometimes it just doesn't like count it. But if you come through here, he does everything for you. So week 1, week 2, week 3, like the user interface here is like pretty good, and a lot of people just host their courses on other platforms, which I appreciate that Sam has put so much into the user interface and really creating an awesome experience for people. And not only do you watch the video, but you can read the whole thing down here, as well as listen to the audio, which comes right here. And depending on the video that you're watching or the week that you're in, you can also download PDFs and worksheets. He's gone all out. He has so much content in here, and he really does want you to succeed. So week 1, fundamentals and foundations. This is amazing. It's like really good business understanding. Like the very foundations that you need to start a business are in this first week, which is great. So I totally love this one. Week 2 totally changed my life. He really teaches you how to shift your beliefs to help you have success so you can actually help people. Week 3, alchemy of client conversion. I didn't love this week. I honestly didn't use it that much. I think his sales script's a little weird, and I've just found like more effective marketing and sales tactics than he has in here. Some people have had great success with it though. Alchemy of client attraction. Also did not love this module. I would suggest watching these 2 videos that I'm going to put on the screen right now. Those 2 videos taught me everything I needed to know about the alchemy of client attraction. So I definitely recommend watching those. Fractal Facebook evolution. This is literally over 24 hours of Facebook ads training, which is pretty good. It's so long. It's so long. Which, it's really nice because you're not going to run into like a lot of tech issues. And in addition to this, not only does he have what's here, but he also has specific like tech tutorials of screen shares and specific things like pointing your domain to Cloudflare so that you can have your ClickFunnels set up and things like that. that could take you literally a day to do, but it takes you 20 minutes because he has the tech set up, which is super nice. The main issue I have with week 5 is that I don't think that paid Facebook ads are the best way to run an online business in 2020. I think it's a little bit outdated. And Sam honestly could have equity in Facebook with how much money he spent on Facebook ads. He says himself, we've spent a disturbing amount on paid advertising. So especially as a beginner, like you just can't really run ads like Sam runs ads. He, you know, over like 3 or 4 months, I ran ads. I think I ran like $1,000 to $1,500 total in paid ads and made a lot of ROI from that thanks to his training. But Sam spends like $1,000 to $1,500 a day, probably way more than that on Facebook. And so the strategies are very different when you're first starting out and you don't have this crazy infrastructure to be able to handle all these new clients, especially as you're done for you versus being an online course seller. You just don't have the infrastructure to handle, you know, if I spent $1,000 to $1,500 on ads a day, it would just be a dumb move on my part. So there's a big discrepancy there between where he's at and where most beginners are at. So week 6, minimum viable service delivery. I like this. I don't think I finished the whole thing. But I probably should. There's probably some good stuff in there that I haven't thought about. But honestly, like I said, once you get to week 2, after week 2, it was just game over. There's some helpful stuff in week 4 that I did use, but after that, I really didn't need much else. And I also was supplementing this with a one-on-one coaching with Trey, like I mentioned earlier, so that helped a lot as well. The DM bonus is pretty good. There's just some helpful stuff if you want to start a marketing agency in there. It's not anything crazy. They're pretty short, but he has some helpful advice. So basically, if I could sum up what I learned in Consulting Accelerator in a few sentences, it would be this. 1, pick a niche. 2, get your messaging right for that niche. 3, fix your mindset so you can actually help them and grow a business. 4, sell something they want to them. 5, build a video sales letter funnel to attract clients more systematically. And 6, hire stuff out when you have enough money. It's just way more detailed, and obviously you're going to need a lot more to understand that. Some of you who are beginners, everything might have gone over your head. So that's why I think it's worth it to buy it, because it's just gonna save you so much time. He's compiled so much information into this course that it's gonna allow you to save a ton of time trying to research it and figure out what works on your own. So the things I don't like about Sam's course is that he makes you feel like he's the only person in the world that teaches this kind of stuff, which just isn't true. And it kind of frustrates me because I bought into this vision. Like, Sam Ovens is a business god. He knows everything. He knows things that nobody else knows, and he talks about it in that way, and both in his marketing and also in the course. He's continuing to sell you while you're in the course. It kind of bothers me, but because I bought into the way he sees the world, it helped contribute to my success quite a bit and changed my life in a lot of ways. So, but it's a double-edged sword. It's like, if you don't think for yourself, eventually you're gonna get to a place where you're frustrated, but if you don't get those first few wins under your belt by modeling somebody else or having them think for you in some ways, then you're never going to be successful either. So it's a tough balance there, but that's something that I didn't like about Sam's course. And I have to mention that the community for Consulting Accelerator is pretty incredible. I haven't used it in a while, but when you're first starting, connecting with people all over the world who are doing the same thing for you. I've made a really good friend who lives in England that I'm going to go visit, and we talk every week, and we connected through Accelerator. There's so many people in there that network it's helped me a lot. And honestly, the price of the course, like, that just adds so much to the value of the course. So I would encourage you. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, it's just a pitch fest in the Consulting Accelerator Facebook group. It's, you know, as long as you can see through the pitching stuff, it's actually pretty inspiring, and there's a lot of great people in there. So there is a link below where you can get $500 off the $2,000 course, so you pay $1,500. I really appreciate you using that link. I get a kickback from that if you do. I think it's totally worth it, like I said, and I would do it again if I could. Let me know what you think. I'm also selling a course for a lot cheaper that you can join called The Minimalist Entrepreneur. It teaches a lot of the same principles, just in a more, you know, less one-dimensional way, where it's not just money that matters, it's your whole life that matters. So if you're interested in that, you can also book a call with me and we can talk. So to address the CoffeeZilla stuff on Sam, honestly, it's just not true. He does use some like shady marketing tactics, but Sam is on a mission to change the world, and the guy's gonna do it. He really wants to Like, he believes in his mission and he's trying to create something a lot bigger than just an online course. For that reason, I like Sam. He's not just doing a cash grab. He has a long-term vision for that. And honestly, I think he undercharges for Accelerator, and he understands that. It's just his way of getting people into his world and then upselling them on Uplevel down the line. Which brings me to my next point, which is talking about Uplevel. Uplevel Consulting is not all it's cracked up to be. In Uplevel Consulting, he teaches you how to build and sell a course his way. Selling online courses is a very scalable, enticing model, but it actually like sucks more than you think it will. Billy Wilson actually made a video about this, which you should check out. I love that guy's channel, by the way, amazing guy. So because it's such an enticing model, it gets so many people into it, and they see the money signs, and then they just start like copycatting everybody else, selling a really high ticket course. They make all this money and everybody's like, wow, I need to do that same thing. But it's not all it's cracked up to be. In order to make consistent cash without burning out, you need a platform. And let me tell you, building a course is like, it's kind of like writing a book, but sometimes worse. I've never written a book, so I can't say, but building a course is so time consuming. You want it to be so good. You want your people to get results. And so you sell that course, you build it, and then you sell it, or you sell it before you build it, and then you're building it out as you're selling it. And it's just so time consuming. It's incredibly involved, and you want to create the best thing for your customer, but you also want to make money. And so it's this really tough balance where you're just working super, super hard for months while you're trying to finish that course. So like I mentioned earlier, in order to make consistent sales for your course, unless your course is just incredible and you're getting a ton of word of mouth referrals right off the bat, you're going to need to continue prospecting and building the course at the same time. And if you don't want to do both of those things, you need a platform. Basically, what I've seen from everyone in Uplevel, it's either you need a YouTube channel that has a ton of people watching it, or you need to pay a disturbing amount of money to Mark Zuckerberg to keep selling your course. Sam has built a beast of an education company. You can't copy what he's done in 8 weeks. There's no way you can get there that fast. But people have these crazy spikes in revenue because they already have a platform. Then they join Uplevel, then they start selling the course, and they pre-sell the course. So if you have 100,000 people on your YouTube channel and you pre-sell, 50 people into a $2,000 course, you've made this huge spike in revenue. But then what's left is building the course, which absolutely, I mean, if you love your work, it doesn't suck, but it kind of does suck. Checking out what's in here, he talks about mapping your MVC, your minimum viable course, all the things that you need to keep in mind going into this. Then he teaches you to sell your course before you build it, like I mentioned, which, double-edged sword there, be careful. Week 3, building version 1. Week 4, 6 rapid promo strategies. Week 5, 3 proven conversion funnels. Week 6, Facebook ads unleashed. Week 7, developing your 8-figure mindset. Week 8, hiring your all-star team. Week 9, building the ultimate course. Which, last time I checked, he still had not put week 9 in there, but I might be wrong. So let's check. Week 9 is still coming soon. So a little bit of false advertising coming on here because he's saying, this is how long each one is there, but it's still coming soon, and it has been coming soon for a long time. And I think somebody mentioned that it should be done like in December of 2019, but it still hasn't been done. So the farthest I got in Uplevel was like week 2 or 3, and I lost like, including what I paid for Uplevel, I probably lost close to like 10 grand trying to sell a course when I should have just kept focusing on my clients and improving their results. And it's just like this big, I wanted this cash grab, I wanted the money fast, I felt like I needed to prove myself. But if I just kept applying what I had learned in Accelerator, I'd be making more money now, I'd be happier, my clients would get better results. And it's sad. It's sad. I look back and I'm sad at myself for just falling for Sam's marketing. That's what happened. So anyways, if I could go back, I would not purchase Uplevel. I think most of the value in Uplevel is in Accelerator, and the value that's not in Accelerator, honestly, you can just find a lot of it on YouTube. And the reason that people buy courses is because they want to like have their hand held throughout the entire experience, right? They're not buying it because they don't know what to do. They're buying it because they want a shortcut. There are a lot of cheaper courses out there that aren't $5,800 that you can purchase that teach you how to build an online course and sell it in probably a better way than Sam sells it, because he's so big, he sells it very differently than you might sell it as a small course. Also, he talks about how you're going to get more support from him. You'll be able to talk to him one-on-one in some of the marketing materials, and that's just not true. He's been completely absent from both Accelerator and Uplevel because he's working on a new product right now. You do get a lot more attention from the other coaches. It's more like an intimate atmosphere in Uplevel, which I guess if you want that, that's good. So honestly, if you can tell, I'm a little bit conflicted about this. I felt like I got sold the dream of selling courses and it just wasn't all sunshine and roses like I thought it was going to be. Transferring my model to courses I thought was going to help me go to $100,000 a month, and there's just something to be said for recurring revenue. Small info products that feed your ad spend or continue to feed just a little stream of income that you have on the side are great, and I think that you should sell them, but those should all be feeding the recurring beast, in my opinion. So doing what Sam does and being purely course-based is not as easy as it sounds. It's not as great as it sounds. And if you're trying to launch a course without a platform, good luck. And again, nothing against Sam, but I think Uplevel is way overpriced because half of it's like repeat information from Accelerator. Another big hole about what's happening with Sam's course right now is a ton of people on Facebook are getting nailed for MLM ads. Like people that obviously they're not selling an MLM, they're selling a course, but Facebook doesn't allow you to advertise MLMs. But a lot of people are getting nailed for those types of ads, and so their ads are getting disproved, and then they can't apply what Sam has taught in the training because they can't run Facebook ads. So just be aware of that. Overall, I would give Accelerator 5 out of 5 stars, especially for beginners. If you know something about business or you've run a business before, you probably don't need it. But if you're a complete beginner, I would say go for it. Uplevel, I've given 2 to 3 stars, but honestly, I think it might have more to do with me being frustrated at myself for purchasing it when I didn't want it or need it. I just kind of bought into Sam's marketing. And if you want both programs, you can buy Uplevel and then you automatically get access to Accelerator. But again, that's like $5,800. I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather just buy Accelerator and not worry about Uplevel, or buy a cheaper course about how to sell courses. Again, link below for $500 off Accelerator. I really appreciate it if you click that and buy it. It helps me a lot. If you're interested in speaking with somebody at consulting.com about joining Uplevel, I can connect you with my friend David Dre, and yeah, you know, he can help you kind of answer your questions and see if it's a good fit to join Uplevel. I am available to talk about any questions that you might have about either of these platforms. You can hit me up on social. The links are below. Also, if you want to chat with me about joining my program, just go ahead and click that link below and sign up for a call with me and we'll talk it over. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, because for whatever reason, course review videos are my favorite ones to make, and I just like talking about it. So I hope you do too. I'll see you in the next video.